I have generalized anxiety, and so on occasion that will definitely impact me socially. But I think I always do better than I expect that I'm going to do in a social situation, and I'm also being medicated for it, so I don't really struggle with it as much as I did.
I think we all have social anxiety to a degree. I try my best not to take myself too seriously. I was always, as far as I remember, putting on shows for people, in high school or whatever. When I would be late to class or whatever, I would I would always try to come up with the best possible excuse I could think of, as long as it would entertain a teacher or a class or whatever. It was okay by me. So yeah, I think not taking myself seriously has probably helped lessen the anxiety to a pretty certain degree. I don't know. I probably joke and try to do these things probably out of a need to rid of anxiety subconsciously. And I don't even know it. But yeah, on the spectrum, I wouldn't say that I struggle with social anxiety. No.
I think I used to, and there was this one time I was at this social event, and I had this sinking feeling in my stomach, and I was confused. I thought I was sick, and so I called my mom to pick me up. And as soon as I get in the car, I start feeling better, and that just shocks me even more. It took me a few days to realize that I was a little scared of the massive herd, essentially, that I felt trapped inside. It must have been over 200 people, and I'm not. Well, at that point, I wasn't used to those types of things, so I think I got overwhelmed by the amount of the social expectations that had been placed upon me, that I thought I had to do before I went into that, and then also just the sheer amount of enthusiasm that everybody had, I guess. I'm definitely more of a get-together guy and not a party guy. I think that was the last time I had any such incident, I guess you could say.
Sometimes, the way social anxiety works for me is I have to hop in there and get active. Otherwise, if I'm sitting on the sidelines, then I'll be anxious or whatever. But if I'm in there and put myself out there, I'm good to go, and normally pretty comfortable in being the center of attention or whatever.
A little bit, yeah, and I think that goes back to the validation idea that we were talking about before, where even if I feel really confident about something, if I get continual rejection after rejection, eventually that does wear you down. And I don't know, I guess, like, at my worst, if I am struggling with self-esteem. So for example, I was struggling after I graduated from college, and like I said, I didn't really have a vision for what I wanted for my life. So I just moved back home with my parents, and was staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning every day, and then like sleeping in a little bit more each day. So eventually I was waking up at like 5 p.m. I started to feel pretty like worthless at that point. And so I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, I have at various points, and that's when I like allowed myself to get into a space where I wasn't doing anything but watching YouTube videos, watching Netflix, like not doing any, like just becoming like entirely singularly focused on like one small part of my personality.
Self-esteem is one of those things that I think I'm actually I don't even know whether to say good or bad at, but I've had a pretty strong level of just being hard on myself. Maybe I'm taking a little bit of a different route here, but naturally, I'm kind of loose and lighthearted and joking when I'm around people and with people, to people. But with myself, I can be surprisingly hard on, like even too much. So, it's like everything we've talked here has their pros and their cons. But beating myself up is something I have to stop and sometimes detach from.
Yes, I think everybody struggles with self-esteem. Like, it's just that for me, I think it's a little easier to get over it, because no matter how reluctant I am initially to accept that, how other people feel about me is how other people feel about me, and that's where most of my esteem issues come from, is essentially rejection from social rejection. It is the case that I am able to eventually accept the feedback that other people are directly or indirectly giving me, and then align myself more correctly with other people's standards.
Definitely in some regards, like with having had relationships that spectacularly failed, I have lacked self-esteem in those regards and whatnot. But otherwise, like when it comes to work and doing other things, I'm pretty confident in myself.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this hopefully awesome piece of content. I would love to hear any questions that you guys would like to see us ask future guests that comes on, regardless of the personality type. So please leave those in the comments below. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And we cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care.